Sarah and Vinny on Alice at 97.3.
All right, everybody. I'm getting
It's
me all
time.
right.
I already forgot about it.
For the Sarah and Vinny Morning Show to peak for the week. And now, the movie review with a Persian and a Vietnamese dude. And Bryn.
Oh, dear.
Bryn.
It's getting as long as the
I
Friday
suck.
montage.
Or lick them.
Save that. Combine those two.
We decided that one today.
I guess we don't need a montage today.
Ridiculous. Yeah, there's our montage.
You're welcome, everyone.
right.
All right, happy Friday, everybody. Here's a review of a movie that I was really anticipating. John Wick 2, Keanu Reeves, Common, Lawrence Fishburne, Tom Brady's ex, Bridget Moynihan.
Oh, she's pretty.
She is, and Ruby Rose. So after getting revenge on the Russians for killing his dog in John Wick 1 and stealing his car, John Wick gets pulled back into the world of assassins by the Italians for one final impossible mission.
Just a one more mission.
That's exactly right. Bryn, on the experts lists of the best, most intense, non-stop action films of all time, you'll see such films as Kill Bill, Mad Max, Aliens, Rambo. Those are usually on the experts list. Would you put John Wick 2 at that level?
I absolutely would on the level of like action-packed, nonstop. You know,
Really?
edge of your
Yeah.
seat, super violent, gory.
It's as good as Kill Bill.
In
Well,
terms of the non-stop action.
Just in terms of the action part, yes.
Like he's shooting and running and fighting the whole damn time.
That's right.
Bryn, how intense is the gun violence, and what would you estimate the body count was in this
Yeah,
film?
it's hard to estimate the body count. I mean, it's like
The body count in John Wick 1 was 76.
that
goodness
seems low.
gracious.
Yeah, it seems low for
It
this
does
one,
seem
doesn't
low.
it?
I mean, the gun violence was extremely. It was just nonstop. Like, not only do you have to shoot the guy 3 times in the chest, you point him to the face and right in the freaking face, and then like you break his arm and reload your mag, and then you shoot him again in the face. It's like
He's not dead yet?
well,
No, they have
he's
body
Like a waste
armor.
of
he's
waste
just
of bullets.
making sure that they're gone. You know, after they fall on the floor, he'll still shoot them a few times.
Overkill.
Quintuple tap.
It's super overkill. But, you know, it kind of like had me laughing out loud almost, like the amount of shots that were fired to one body and to each face.
Bryn,
was
would it
intense.
would it help to see John Wick 1 before you see John Wick 2?
It's not necessary, but I think that it was nice.
It helps. It sets up a lot of
It
things.
helps a little bit.
And for your friends who haven't seen John Wick 1, like there were certain people in John Wick 2 that walked out that were really bummed out because there was so much gun violence. But if you see John Wick 1, you're like, oh, well, that's what you're going to get. It's
Exactly.
crazy.
It is what you're going to get. If you liked part 1, you'll probably like part 2.
And prepare your friends if you're going to take them who haven't seen John Wick 1, like say, this is over the top.
Yeah, make sure they're not anti-gun.
Yeah, make sure they're not anti-gun. This is not an anti-gun. Outside of the gun violence, Bryn, you being a hand-to-hand combat expert, how would you say the fist fight scenes were?
They're okay.
How was Keanu?
Keanu's, I think his peak was Matrix for the fighting scenes and stuff like that. Hand-to-hand combat, I liked, what's that, Ip Man or Jackie Chan.
Well,
You know,
he's not going to be at that level.
Of course
Come
not.
on.
So I'm comparing him to the people who
Those are
actually
the best
do
in the world.
Exactly. So he was not the best in the world. He's okay.
I thought he was really good. I give him a
was fine.
solid B+, A-.
He did mostly like, okay, hand-to-hand combat. Let me break your arm first, and then pull out my gun and shoot you in the face. You know?
That seems to be his.
It was his go-to was let me grab the gun. So I mean,
Is Ruby Rose the weak link in the film?
I didn't like her that much, but maybe that's a good thing.
She's
Maybe
the weak link in the film, everyone. She's got a good look, but when it comes
Oh,
time
she's really
to
pretty.
kick ass with Keanu Reeves, man, so dumb. I'm
Why?
like,
What was wrong with her?
well, she can't. I mean, you
she
know,
wasn't that bad.
I mean, come
What? What do you
on.
mean? What are you trying to say?
I'm
I
saying
think
she-
he didn't like her character. That's what I think.
She didn't have the moves. She could,
Yeah, she didn't have the moves.
You
She
didn't buy
have the
that kick
skills.
would take the guy out.
Well, she's not a really
Well, not
good
even that. I
fighter.
mean,
and
she didn't have that much of a chance really fighting him. It wasn't like a long fight scene with him.
yeah, she had a hand-to-hand combat. They should have been shooting each other from the other sides of the room with different guns. That would have worked, but sum it all up, let me just say, this is a non-stop action buffet of guns, fist fights, and badass stunts. I loved it better than John Wick 1. 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, everyone. I'm going to give it 4 Persians.
90%, that's incredible. I thought the plot was just mediocre. The storyline was okay, but it really was fun to watch because one after the other, you just keep on shooting people. It's like crazy.
See how happy he is?
So based on that, I'm going to give it 3 Vietnamese Ninja Stars. But
That's it?
honestly, I don't think it was like, it didn't inspire me in any way, shape, or form. It was just like, fun, easy watch. Like, this is a movie that Vinny can watch with his laptop in hand and still have fun watching it and not worry too much about the plot, you know?
Whenever you hear any gunshots go off,
You just look up
glance
and
over.
oh, okay.
All right, real quickly, everyone, here's your review of 50 Shades Darker.
Oh,
Dakota
yeah.
Johnson, Kim Basinger, and Rita Ora.
The singer?
Well, I'm waiting for it.
Oh, really?
Do you remember this song?
No.
So this is the song she did with Calvin Harris, but then he told her she couldn't perform this live anywhere because he's the one that actually wrote it.
Oh.
So it's her. So this film takes place 6 months after the last scene of 50 Shades of Grey, where, Christian will now stop at nothing to get Anastasia back, even if it means abandoning S&M for the rest of his life. Yes, that's the plot, everyone. Bryn, how would you say the acting is in 50 Shades Darker?
The acting is slightly better than most porno videos.
Wow!
Oh.
And Bryn, how would you say the writing is in 50 Shades Darker?
The writing has to be slightly worse than most porno
I have to
videos.
agree 1,000%.
1,000%, man. Come on.
Yeah, because the acting is so bad and the writing is just the absolute worst. Nobody delivered their lines well. Not even Kim. Let's talk about the sex. At least a third of this film is the two of them having sex. So the obvious question is the sex sexy? Were you excited? Did it ever make you...
I think the bad acting kind of took me out of the movie.
Did it make you hot?
There was a lot of
Bryn?
nudity. There was a lot of nudity, and I think that's hot.
And in comparison to Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard in Allied, The Passion, would you say, was it even close?
There's no comparison.
No comparison.
Yeah, for Passion, but the naked bodies, sure, super sexy.
Well-
I felt like the movie was like a soft-core porn,
I guess what I'm wondering
but
is...
they didn't show all the other parts.
Angelina saw Brad and how passionate he was with Marion and said, I want a divorce. You think anyone's going to want to divorce Dakota or the other guy in this film as a result
Jamie
of this?
Dornan?
Probably not.
Probably
I don't think
not.
so. Yeah, it's not worth a divorce at all. Actually, maybe
Thanks for keeping
maybe
it
they
reined in.
divorce for a floppy movie. Who knows? Not sure.
All right. Did you have any other thoughts before I sum it all up?
You know what? There was this one toy in the movie that was like a dangly bell-looking, not bell, like a ball.
A ball that
that,
dangles.
We didn't understand half of
I
the
didn't.
sex
Yeah,
toys in this.
they kept on alluding to this toy and like kind of showing it, and I wasn't sure.
Is it
what
a
the-
whip with a ball at the end?
No, it wasn't a
No,
whip.
it's like
It
these-
seemed like it was supposed to go somewhere, and they didn't really show exactly where it goes.
Yeah.
Did you Google it?
No,
we don't even know
they
what it's
didn't-
called.
Why'd
They
you
didn't
Google
mention
it?
the
It's
name
these
of it or
silver
anything.
balls.
But they were
So
just.
more than one?
And you
On a string?
I mean,
on a chain.
it's compared to like.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I know
it's
what
like-
that is.
You compare it to like beads of sorts.
Yeah, yes.
You know,
And-
but it wasn't like that. It
and
was.
they
it's
disappeared,
weird.
but it
They
seemed like she
disappeared,
was
but-
wearing it during dinner.
Well, that seems gross because you're supposed to sit on those, right?
Yeah.
Am I thinking of
Yeah,
the right
yeah.
thing?
So
what
what
I'm
are those?
thinking
Yeah,
of.
but they're not specific on where it goes
Or
like,
what it's
you know?
for.
So she wore it at dinner and she was sitting uncomfortably on it?
Yeah, which car to drive and which garage to park in. You know.
Huh. Weird.
Anyway, if you understand all the sex toys in this, you're a loser.
Extreme, man.
Some people are into that doesn't
shit
make
They've
them
got
losers.
Yeah, they've got like a whole freaking
mean,
store full of
whatever.
stuff.
People like stuff.
Sum it all
Yeah.
up, let me just say this. This movie has a solid 9% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That is
Well deserved.
This movie is so bad on every level, and it's just not hot. It's boring. But the soundtrack is really good. So because the soundtrack is good, and that is part of the film, I'm going to give it 1/2 of one Persian.
oh.
I think if you're into like sexy stuff and erotic movies, this might be okay for you. And the soundtrack's great. A lot of naked bodies, beautiful looking. 2 solid Vietnamese stars. Yeah, I give it 2. Why not? It's okay. I like the helicopters and the mansions and the way he lived.
He's really rich. He's a billionaire.
He's really rich, so it's kind of fun to watch. But
They play the
nah.
Taylor Swift song when they're on the yacht together sailing.
Oh.
You know?
Well, great job, you guys.
Thanks.
Hey everyone, next week,
Incredible.
a movie that's been pushed back, I think for 2 years, finally coming out, The Great Wall,
Is it all
Matt
of-
Damon.
Oh.
That's right.
Wait, what?
The Great Wall with Matt
Just let
Damon.
me finish.
Why has it been pushed back?
Oh, is this the one where there's controversy that he's not being played by someone Chinese?
Yeah, the controversy is we don't need a white man to save all of China.
Right. And because it's based on some story, isn't it? That where it's like a Chinese hero, and that's like this white guy playing it.
Yes,
Well,
something like that.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
I'll be
Well,
there to
great, you guys. I can't
Express
wait.
my outrage next
Yes.
week.
Thank you.